Okay, so we got first for women. This is the April 26, 2021 edition continued on. So let's continue on, shall we? You, happy in a heartbeat. The secret to instantly feeling good, your imagination. Experts share that daydreams proven to rewire your brain for more hope, increased optimism, and less stress. You finally find a moment to relax, but worries keep replaying in your mind like a horror film in a loop. To the rescue. New research has found that we now have the ability to escape any ANY mental stress, spiraling simply by visualing certain imagery, which dissolves anxiety in as little as 30 seconds. Now, positive visualization don't just reduce anxiety in a moment, they also retrain our brain to dislodge decades worth of self-doubt, spur us to achieve goals, and enhance our physical well-being. When we imagine a peaceful scene or a desired outcome, the stress response gets dialed down, while the brain regions we need to plan ahead see increased activity, reinforcing new neural pathways. Revels neuroscientist Tara Stewart, MD, PhD, senior lecturer at MIT Sloan, and author of The Source. The most effective visualization have 4 key components: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. A scene that engages them all rewires, quote unquote, the brain in many amazing ways. In fact, your imagination is so powerful it can make you physically stronger. In one study, a group was asked to lift weights while a second group was simply pictured doing so, says Dr. Stewart. Astonishingly, those who just imagined lifting the weights saw 13% muscle growth. Here are 4 easy visualizations that turn stress into bliss, doubt into confidence, and blues into joy. The best part? Just reading about them can trigger those mind and body benefits. Are you self-critical? Imagine caring for yourself. After becoming the caretaker for your elderly father, you accidentally miss one of his doctor's appointments. The guilt turbocharges your inner critic, and suddenly you find yourself ruminating on all of the balls you've dropped. To escape this critical path, imagine the sensation of self-compassion. You have to feel visualizations in your body and associate them with a reward, says Rick Hansen, PhD, author of The Resilient, who suggests picturing a typical weeknight at 6 p.m. You see dishes in the sink, but it's rather than taking on another chore, you picture rewarding yourself with a cup of tea. Relax your muscles and imagine tension melting away. The specificity of the scenario helps your brain believe it. Another key to visualizing self-compassion is anticipation roadblocks and pre-solving them, he says. Envision what you'll do if you start shaming yourself. Maybe that looks like taking a few deep breaths. This helps you believe that you're already kind to yourself, making it easier to show yourself compassion. Are you overwhelmed? Visualize this hot air balloon. With stress of the past year, your emotions have been all over the place, and you're not alone. More than half of us are struggling with a deluge of feeling like grief, anxiety, and envy, making us feel exhausted and fearful of the future. To release these negative emotions, envision a hot air balloon in a field, says Dr. Stewart. It's held down by 4 sandbags, each labeled with a different emotion. The first bag is in red, says anger. Climb that ladder and release it. See the second bag in green, marked with envy, and let it go. Do the same with the third black, is anxiety. And as the fourth bag, that's yours to discover, she said. A word people often see is expectations. If you struggle with perfectionism, let it go and take flight. The more history we have with an emotion, the stronger the mental pathway. That's why we want to keep disrupting it as much as possible. In other words, keep releasing stress so that you can rise above it. Are you lonely? Conjure your caring committee. You've become an ace at a virtual meeting ups. But the accrued effect of having to miss out so many real-life get-togethers is catching up with you. Before you know it, your feeling lonely leads to less than, as you yearn for the support that you used to buoy up. Just visualize your loved ones can help you see your inner strength. Imagine sitting with 6 people who love you or are caring committee, and let them explain to you why you're worthy of love, urges Hansen. Opening up to what they would say lets you see your own innate wisdom. Your caring committee, in other words, represents parts of yourself that you may have taken for granted. You know what it feels like when something is true, like the fact that you love your daughter or that you toast it is better with butter, says Hansen. To bring that level of belief to your visualization, let yourself enjoy how rewarding it feels. A lot of us live in an invisible cage of self-doubt and loneliness, but it just is seeing how rich your connections are that helps you break free. Are you feeling insecure? There's picture 5 portals. After a setback at work, your confidence wanes, so soon your insecurities seep into your personal life until you question everything from how you look, if you will ever achieve your goals. And when we feel defeated in one area of our life, our entire sense of self takes a hit, says Dr. Stewart. To see yourself, imagine you're being on top of a mountain. To see yourself succeed, imagine yourself on top of a mountain, says Dr. Stewart. Carved into the side are 12 stone steps leading to a door. You open it to find 5 full-length mirrors. Now, in the first, you're in your underwear, comfortable in your skin. After you're drunk in on that image, move on to the second mirror, where you're in your sports clothes, strong and confident. Now, in the third mirror, you're at the pinnacle of success. Whatever you wanted to achieve, you've met it, says Dr. Stewart. Now, in the fourth mirror, you're at the social event and everyone is happy to see you. Now walk to the 5th mirror, a combination of the other 4. It's a portal when you step into it. You're stepping into your highest self, she says. Seeing yourself in this light releases feel-good dopamine, spurring you on to go after your dreams. After all, the mirrors reflect how multifaceted you are and how much you have to offer. Okay. Going forward. Oh, good. We have some smart home solutions. These are quick tips that save time and money. Get those window blinds sparkling with ease. Now, every spring you like to give your mini blinds a good wipe down, but it can be tricky to get that dust stuck between the slats. What can help? Orphan socks. Place 1 sock on each end of a pair of tongs and secure them with a rubber band. Spritz the socks with a cleaning solution. Then clamp the tongs down on each slat and wipe across. Dust and grime will cling to that material, and the tongs make it easy to access each slat. Quick poll. How do you dry your clothes faster? Shortening, quote, the dry cycle, end quote, saves time and money. Here are clever reader tricks to help you speed up your drying time. 62% love this idea. Add a dry extra towel to the load, says Tanya Stone. It will help absorb the water as it tumbles around with the other items in the dryer. 38% love this idea. Before using the dryer, scrub its filter screen with a toothbrush and soapy water to remove any residue blocking the airflow, Stella Rowe says. Here's a money saver on how to unclog a sink for Pennies. To fix a sink that isn't draining properly, squirt 1/2 cup of liquid dish soap down the drain. Then follow it up with a kettle of boiled and slightly cooled water 2 minutes later. The soap will help soften and break up any stuck-on grease so that the hot water can flush it away. You save $5 for a bottle of drain cleaner by doing that. Well, Grandpa still loves his Drano, so sorry, but we're going to probably be buying that. Find fridge items fast. Lately, your fridge has been packed with more items than usual, which is making it difficult to see what's on that shelf without shuffling everything around. The simple save, place a Lazy Susan on one of the shelves and set small items like condiments, yogurt, and dips on the top of it. Spinning platform will make it a cinch to quickly locate the item you need without having to rummage through the bottles and containers. Here's a reader tip, a better way to measure ingredients. Whenever I whip up a new recipe, I hate having to squint to see where the proper lines are on the measuring cup. That's why I marked the basic measurement levels with a line of nail polish. I gave each one its own color so I can see at a glance if I have it filled with a cup with the right amount. No more guesswork. From Sandra Barker out of Chicago. Rejuvenate worn wipers. This past winter weather wreaked havoc on your car's windshield wipers. Now they're smearing rather than clearing the glass. Before replacing them, try this. Dampen a lint-free cloth with white vinegar. Then wipe down each blade. The acidic liquid will instantly remove smudge-causing gunk from the blades so that they work good as new as again. And I'm a little tired. I don't have my glasses on, so I apologize. Here they show how to a repurposed photo album is a perfect organizing for your seed packets. And on this note, I found my Morning Glory seeds while putting away the Easter Bunny. Kidding. No kidding aside. I put it on the top shelf so this Saturday when I'm off, I can go outside and plant my Morning Glory seeds, and hopefully the weather's going to allow this, and put some shellac, I think that's what they call it, on the wishing well, because my mom's been all on me about putting shellac on that well. She's like, I got you that well and you haven't put any preserver on it. I said, okay, I'll put some preserver. She got me a can of preserver for Easter, so now I have no choice but to put it out there. Life made easy. This is 10 brilliant uses for tennis balls. Yeah, I said tennis balls. You can easily open a stubborn jar. Your family can't wait to enjoy your homemade marinara sauce, but you can't get the jar open. What can help? Cut a tennis ball in half, then place the open end of one half over the lid, grip tightly and twist, give it a twist. The friction from the halved ball's rubber will help you get a better grip to prevent slipping so you can get to finish your meal in a flash. Number 2, make hooks sweater friendly. You grabbed a cardigan from the hook in your entryway and noticed a bump in the fabric. To prevent this, use a box cutter to cut an X into the tennis ball. Hold the ball with an X facing the hook and push it into the hook. The rounded shape will keep the hook from stretching the sweater. Clear any cobwebs from anywhere. The only downside to your ceilings in your porch is it's so hard to remove cobwebs that form up out there. The solution, slip a tennis ball into a knee sock and wrap a rubber band around it to secure, gently throwing the ball around the corners of the ceiling. The silky strands will cling to the fabric and the cobwebs will come tumbling down the ball. 4, slow down a fast-eating dog. Now this sounds horrible, but let's read it. Buster gets so excited at mealtime that he gobbles his food down in seconds, which leads to smelly gas. Thankfully, there's an easy way to get him to stop gulping. Place a clean tennis ball in his dish. Eating around the obstacle will force him to slow down, which allows his food to properly digest so there's no stinky smell or mess to clean up. Clean mess up afterward. Note, larger dogs may need a larger toy ball to prevent a choking hazard. 5, get toned arms for pennies. No need to invest in dumbbells to get sculpted arms for short sleeve weather. Instead, use tennis balls to make your own 1-pound weights. To do, cut a slit into 2 balls, fill each with 180 pennies. Then super glue shut and let them dry. Lift them daily and you'll have trim-toned arms in no time. Sorry, but I have weights for that. 6, anchor party balloons. To keep helium balloons from flying away at your family celebration, try this. Carefully cut a slit on the top of the tennis ball. Then tie the end of the balloon strings together and slip the knot inside. The ball will weigh them down, plus add a fun pop of color. Lift scuff marks with ease. To eliminate those unsightly buff black scuff marks that you've spotted on the hardwood floor in the dining room, enlist the help of a tennis ball. Simply use a box cutter to carefully cut an X into the tennis ball. Then slip it into over the end of a balloon handle, or broom handle, not balloon, but broom, B-R-O-O-M handle, and use it to rub the ball back and forth over the marks. The ball's abrasive surface will gently buff away the spots without scratching your floor. Now, fluff up your flattened pillows. This is kind of interesting. An easy way to revive pillows that have lost their fluff or gotten squish. Toss them in the dryer with 2 clean tennis balls and run on low for 30 minutes. As the balls bounce back and forth inside the machine, they'll break up the stuff and restore volume to your pillows so they look good as new. Soothe sore, achy feet. Now, after a delightful afternoon walking in the park with your friend, your tootsies are tired and sore. To get relief fast, place a tennis ball under one foot and apply a pressure while rolling the ball back and forth from your toes to your heel for 30 seconds. Repeat with the other foot. The gentle movement will help relax the muscles in your feet so they're no longer achy or uncomfortable. Keep a bike from falling over. With spring weather full in bloom, you'll love taking your bike out for a ride to enjoy. The problem: when you park it on the soft grass or the mud, the kickstand sinks into the earth, causing your bike to fall over. To prevent this from happening, use a knife to carefully poke a small hole in the tennis ball. Insert the end of the kickstand inside it so it fits snugly. The ball won't sink in the surface, and it'll have a wider base to keep your bike steady. This is kind of an interesting one. This is a life smarts for your home. 3 easy ways to get a pretty yard. No need to break a sweat to ensure a lush lawn and perky plants. Here's easy ways to get your yard springtime shape quickly, naturally. To banish weeds, spray vinegar. Ugh, that unwanted guests that are sprouting up in the middle of your crocus. To ward off weeds, just spray them with white vinegar, advises Kyle Tingley, lawn care expert at thebackyardmaster.com. The acid in the vinegar breaks down the weeds and the root systems, eliminating them within a day of application. He says, look for vinegar with a 5% to 10% acidity on the label. Just fill a spray bottle with 2 cups of vinegar and 2 teaspoons of dish soap, so the mixture is sticking to the weeds. Also smart: if you have a spot where weeds are taken over, put down some newspaper, then cover it with mulch, says Tingley. The paper creates a barrier between the weeds and the sun, so the invasive plants can't grow. To get your grass greener, to green up your grass, water less. Ensuring a healthy lawn is as easy as turning off your daily sprinkler. Infrequent but deeper waterings help grass grow stronger roots, making your lawn more drought tolerant, says Tingley. Aim for no more than about 2 to 3 watering sessions of about 20 minutes per week. Boost the benefit with a spa session, which is like Epsom salts. Yes, the kind that you use in a bath. Are great lawn fertilizer, says Master Gardener Nicole Janetta. They're made from magnesium sulfate, which boosts chlorophyll and deters slugs. Sprinkle 1 teaspoon per square foot. The water in, and also smart, is water droplets in the afternoon sun can quote-unquote burn your grass, so aim to turn on your sprinkler in the morning. To nix pest, sprinkle spice. Keep those slugs and aphids from wreaking havoc on your garden with a quick trip to your spice rack. Now just grab the cayenne pepper or the chili powder and sprinkle it around your plants. This spice repels the common springtime pests along with squirrels, chipmunks that dig up the garden beds. For even better coverage, use a blend of 3 to 4 hot peppers with a few cups of water and spray your whole plant, says Tingley. The capsaicin that makes the pepper spicy is a great pest deterrent, and it's safe to use on all plants. This is also smart. To attract ladybugs, the enemies of aphids, plant a pretty herb borage. In one study, gardens with blooming plants had the highest number of ladybugs. Now here's kitchen tricks for a healthy garden. Boost plants with eggshell. Ground up those eggshells that are rich in calcium, which strengthens plant cells, promoting growth and curbing ailments like root rot. Eggshells are great for all plants, but are especially beneficial for roses and tomatoes. So we're going to have to start using some eggshells. Fertilize the coffee grounds. The residue from the morning joe contains nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, the top 3 ingredients in fertilizers. Coffee grounds also attract worms, which ward off slugs. Acid-loving plants like azaleas and rhododendrons are especially big Java fans. Feed veggies with pasta water. Pasta water is brimming with starch, which veggies use to store nutrients. Now, if you're not a pasta lover, simply squelch your garden with water used to cook in potatoes or rice. Just be sure that the water is salt-free. Let it cool before applying to plants. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that one, so we're going to skip out on that one. It's funny how when I was marking it, it was like, oh, that sounds wonderful. And then you start to read it and you're like, why did I mark that? You know what I'm saying? Some of you do, some of you don't. Let me get the paper clip off here. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is a love story, and you know how much I love stories. Before bed read, The True Power of Small Joys. When her daughter was in the hospital, Rebecca Raducci struggled with the fear, uncertainty, and guilt. But to her surprise, one peaceful, sunny bike ride was all she needed to replenish her spirit. With my head against the glass of our fifth-story hospital window, my gaze lingered on the row of the red rental bikes across the street at the Ronald McDonald House. Once again we were sequestered post-operatively with our daughter at the Children's Hospital 1,000 miles from home. And by day 8 of our stay, my bike-riding daydreams were quite vivid. As the parents of a child with complex medical needs, this life wasn't new to us. Our little patient had endured a complex 8-hour multi-surgeon operation. We've been working through recovery with a pain pump, flow-up therapy, and endless flow of medical professionals through our tiny fifth-floor room. The hardest challenge, she was under NPO, nil per OS orders. Nothing by mouth. No food or a drink. It had not been easy for her or for me or as her caretaker. Then came a Sunday afternoon when the doctors had completed their rounds, while our girl finally was comfortable and happy and my mom was with us. It was a calm day of rest, so as we clicked on Frozen for our 11th viewing, I looked longingly again at those rental bikes shining in the summer sun. I left our daughter's bedside and many times for naps or laundry, but could I leave her for a joyride? As I wondered if I might finally be able to slip away, my familiar doubts arose. What if the surgeon came back? What if the nurse needed me? What if my daughter cried? What if they forgot to give her her pain meds? Go, urged my mom. Go, urged everything in me. So I pushed aside those noisy doubts and my guilt mom feelings. I walked through the hospital doors and open air bound for that row of bikes. As I swiped my credit card and the bike unlocked, something in me unlocked as well. For 2 freeing hours I pumped the pedals fast and then I meandered slowly. My hair blew and my heart pumped. My soul responded with a flood of emotions, from the elation to buried and angry tears, then back to grateful joy. I even stopped to take a few photos of the flower garden. When I returned and locked my bike back into its spot, my ride was over, but the new breath filled my lungs. Back on the other side of the hospital glass, my girl smiled wide and I re-entered, happy to see me. And instead of clicking on to yet another movie, I decided it would be better to pull out our unused paints and turn on some music. Soul care was long enough overdue for her too. That joy ride shifted my thinking. Yes, my priority is my family. Yes, life is hard, full, and even scary, but I've gotten a good taste of value attending to the soul. The reality is I'm a medical mom of 4 kids. So unfortunately, my quote-unquote me time has limited parameters. We've gotten a long to-do list and a full schedule. There are multiplication tables to memorize, dishes to scrub, book reports to complete, and Cub Scout meetings to attend. But now I have changed perspective and a tea towel in my kitchen that reminds me, do something each day that brings you joy. When I care for my soul and take a little me time, it might feel unproductive, but it's also a gift to my whole family. A happy mama often results in a happy family. And while I want my kids to know how to subtract and make a bed, I also want them to know to discover what makes them come alive. I want them to help increase their capacities to survive joy and thrive. If they see me taking joy rides, maybe they will too. I wrote myself a permission slip to seize a little slice of joy that day in the pediatric hospital, and it has made all the difference. After the Sunday bike ride, Monday inevitably came. The new day brought my girl discomfort and agitation. For hours I tried to avail to do everything I could to think of, from holding her to distracting her with Snapchat filters. Then I remembered my joy ride, so I dimmed the lights, pulled a chair and table close to her bed, dumped out a 100-piece puzzle. I hummed as I sorted through the pieces. She was annoyed at first, but I kept humming and sorting. Then slowly as I settled in, so did she. I moved the tray closer, and her little hands went to work helping me find all the blue sky pieces. As it turned out, when I took the time to attend to my soul, it helped my daughter settle hers as well. Rebecca Radici. And this comes from the Chicken Soup for the Soul, quote, Making Me Time, 101 Stories About Self-Care and Balance, from Amy Newmart. Their inspiration is guaranteed for more sweet tales that will inspire you to carve out your solo time to relax, reflect, refresh. Pick up a copy of Chicken Soup for the Soul, Making Me Time, available at Amazon.com and wherever books are sold. Okay, moving forward. Okay, relax and play. So they have this cute little baby boy. It looks like he just came out of the dishwasher. It says caption contest winner. All fixed. Told you didn't need a plumber. Sue McKenna from Chicago. This is a sign of the times. There are 4 types of showers, in case you didn't know. 1, a quick, I overslept, rinse. 2, a hair and body wash. 3, a hair and body wash plus condition and shave. 4, a hair and body wash plus condition and shave plus stare at the wall and evaluate life decisions while skin starts to prune and water turns cold. Okay, now here is a horoscope because you all have been pressuring me. Where's that horoscope? Well, let's get to it, shall we? This is by Marissa Brown, and it carries us from April 1st through April 26th. If you are an Aries, that's March 21st through April 19th, you're going to discuss heartfelt desires and ideas while communicator Mercury is in your sign from April on. Opening up can prove empowering, and from April 23rd on, take concrete action on household projects or work toward shared goals alongside family members. Collaboration equals success. If you're a Taurus, that's April 20th through May 20th. Apply a burst of self-assured energy to get ahead on your projects while the sun is in your sign. Around April 19th, adopting a slow and steady pace leads to results. Then on April 26th, prioritizing time with a relative feels emotionally satisfying, so dive in. Gemini, May 21st through June 20th. You're going to initiate a group project that takes close to your heart around April 17th. Every teamwork sets up the stage for an upshot everyone's proud of, and from April 23rd through June, you'll be a go-getter while Mars is in your second house of income. You're going to be prepared to take a bold money-making move, so trust your gut and it won't fail. If you're a Cancer, now that's June 21st through July 22nd. You're going to enjoy a burst of can-do energy from April 21st on. Now pour it into taking your wellness plan to the next level. You're going to radiate from the inside out. Around April 26th, you're going to want to hit pause on work, have a spontaneous fun, and give in to your artistic impulses. Now you're a Leo. That's July 23rd through April 22nd. Set an intention to hone your skill on set on April 11th while the new moon falls in your 9th house of adventure. Feeding your curiosity opens up the door for opportunities. Come April 26th, think of ways to boost your sense of security and comfort. Tune into your heart for a win. That's interesting because I'm a Leo. Virgo, now that's August 23rd through September 22nd. While Mercury is in your 8th house of emotional bonds from April 3rd on, you're going to have a heartfelt conversation with a loved one. Being vulnerable bolsters your bonds. Now come April 15th, enjoying eye-opening experiences with friends can be socially and mentally fulfilling, so go for it. If you're a Libra, September 23rd through October 22nd, you're going to learn a new skill, perhaps related to a hobby around April 20th. This is a great moment to soak up knowledge and have fun. On April 25th, you're considering whether your money-making plans reflect your values. If not, it's time to rework your strategy. If you're a Scorpio, April 23rd through November 21st. On April 5th, a small but significant change to your daily routine. Think of adding a morning walk. Leave you feeling more balanced, and around April 22nd, you're carving out solo time to care for yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Helps you come away with a rejuvenated perspective. If you're a Sagittarius, November 22nd through December 21st. You're going to enjoy a blast of creative energy on April 12th, channel it into an artistic hobby to forge a gratifying new path. And then it's going to be easy to connect with your friends while adhering to your self-care routine from April 14th on. Fusing the two parts of your life can have you feeling even more supported. If you're a Capricorn, December 22nd through January 19th, you're going to be able to be harmonious, new tone while your loved ones around you are on April 11th. Consider proposing a new tradition. Then you could be crossing the finish line on a project around April 26th. Be sure to celebrate with coworkers before moving on to your next big endeavor. Aquarius, that's January 20th through February 18th. Prioritize spending time with your loved ones. Venus is in your 4th house of home life around April 14th on. Simple moments can make for heartwarming memories. And from April 22nd on, you'll have energy to take on daunting everyday projects, diving in, and you'll feel more vital. Pisces, February 19th through March 20th. You'll be inspired to research a new source of cash flow come April 9th. Taking even a small step in your ideal direction makes for great results, while Mars is in your 5th house of self-expression from April 21st on. Pour your emotions into an artistic endeavor. You're gonna soar. Okay, we're about at the end, folks. Okay, so we've got 2 cute news, and these are gorgeous wildlife shots here that they've taken. 5 stories that will make you smile. Here's a silly one, and it says, a natural comedian. Bruglette, Belgium. How's it hanging? Giant panda bear Bio Dai gave staffers at the Pain Daisai Zoo a chuckle when they arrived to check in on him. The giddy bear was caught rolling around in the grass, hanging from his log climber, sticking out his tongue, and waving back to the keepers. What a character! Here's a loving moment. Apple of Mom's eye in Miami. Welcome to the world, sweetie. Staffers at the Zoo Miami were overjoyed at the birth of this Bactrian camel calf, born to parents Sunny and Bubba, as the species is considered endangered. The mom was just as smitten with her new arrival. She immediately began nuzzling her sweet baby, and the pair could be heard humming to each other. The top-way camel moms and their babies communicate. Helpful. All aboard, little one. In Duisburg, Germany. The sweet koala Joey, born to mom Goonie at the Duisburg Zoo, is finally getting familiar with her lush surroundings for the very first time. The baby recently emerged from her mom's pouch and has been clinging tightly to her back ever since. Not only does it provide a comfortable form of transportation, it makes it easy for mom to share a tasty eucalyptus with her tot. Precious. A star is born. Mexico City. Meet Alex, the newest Gentoo penguin, to join the colony at the Imbursa Aquarium, and the first penguin to be born on the Mexican soil. The youngster's soft, downy feathers make him particularly adorable and hard to resist. Keepers say that he has the feel of a cuddly stuffed animal, which will last until his waterproof feathers grow in. Adorable. Future kings of the jungle. In Narok, Kenya, what could be more precious than 2 blue-eyed baby leopards? 2 cutie cubs. This pair was spotted pouncing and prowling around Mesa Mai, the National Reserve, one afternoon, with their mom keeping a close eye on them. The silly siblings appeared to be playfully stalking each other in the tall grass and chasing bugs that flew by. It didn't take long for the duo to get tuckered out from all the fun. However, so they were more than happy to join their mom in a shade for a much-needed cat nap. Aww. And that's all I have for you today. For April 26, 21, First Magazine. We are going to go ahead and hit the Country Living magazine, and I'm going to try and do the Farm and Ranch magazine. If not, we're going to get like part 1 of part 2. It's all right. We've got this. I have faith, and so do you. So stay tuned, and the next video in a short few minutes will be right up.